Okay, so we're going to look at the diagnostic quiz comparing and ordering fractions. Hopefully you performed well with this work and it wasn't just guesswork, so we'll very quickly go through it. If you can visually see in front of you the fraction strips, hopefully you were able to then choose the correct one. Use the model which choice has got the correct one. If you're looking at that top strip, you can clearly see it's been divided into 8, so each of these little pieces is worth an 8, whereas on the bottom it's been divided up into 4, so each of them is worth a fourth or a quarter. So what you're asked to do is check the statement, and I'm pretty sure most of you were able to see that the last statement there was true. An eighth is in fact a smaller piece than a quarter. So the bigger number on the bottom does not mean the fraction's bigger. In fact, it's the opposite. It means the fraction is smaller. For question 2, you were then looking at which was the smallest fraction, and if you were paying attention to what I've just said, you'd be looking for the biggest number on the top would indicate the smallest fraction. So in that one, that should have been 1 over 300, and hopefully you're not just guessing. This one, which fraction is the largest? So that's really the other way round saying that to you. So again, if the smallest fraction is when you've got the biggest number on the bottom, largest fraction is when you've got the smallest possible number on the bottom. So that would be the opposite, which would have been 1 over 5. And this one here is asking you to think about what does 7/2 mean. And if you know how to work between, that's a top heavy fraction or an improper fraction, and to change that into a mixed number, we would do 2 into 7 would give us 3, remainder 1. So that means we've got 3 whole pieces and 1 left over, which means half, 3.5. So 7 over 2 is 3.5. So that number on a number line would therefore be between 3 and 4. For the last question, question 5, these little symbols, the pointy one points to the smaller, the pointy end of it points to the smaller fraction. So what this is saying is Tim is saying that 4/13 is bigger than 4/12. Sally's saying 5/13 is bigger than 4/13. So hopefully you can recognise that actually that's a true statement. The other one you do need to think about, and if you've learned anything about your fractions, what you're learning is that the bigger number on the bottom creates smaller pieces. So 1/13 is actually a smaller piece than a 12th. So therefore this here, 4/13 is in fact not greater than 4/12. So the only one that was correct for question 5, right, you would therefore be looking at answer A. So well done if you got all 5 of those correct.